Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is where you are. I'm Gini Trotter, K through 8 school counselor. I've had this idea for a mini chapel for a while now. For the last month or even more, that feels a little embarrassing. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. I've been wanting to read this book, The Dot, by Peter Reynolds. And until now, instead of choosing to record this, the book has become my mouse pad on my too bumpy desk. And how ironic is that? Because that is exactly what I've been wanting to talk about. I don't know about you, but sometimes I feel like I've hit a bit of a slump and can feel a bit disillusioned. Like I'm just in survival mode, trying to manage parenting and working simultaneously. What I'm talking about is motivation and engagement in uncertain times. Making choices and taking that next small step that moves us forward. So, here's The Dot. The Dot by Peter Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark. See where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. "There." Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment. "Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name." The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn. Her dot. All framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A yellow dot, a green dot, a red dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the red. She discovered that she could make a purple dot. Vashti kept experimenting, lots of little dots in many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist." "I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Please, sign it." Okay, and that's our story, The Dot. Especially during this time, it's too easy to see others' successes and feel ourselves get stuck. Our experiences with social distancing, with this new way of doing school, with very real grief in the face of our losses, are unique to each of us. For some, coping looks like going above and beyond in everything we do. And for others, coping might look like sleeping in until 1 p.m. The point is making the choice about who you want to be and to make those smallest steps forward. Like, for me, finally pressing the record button or making that dot or line mark, like in the story. Perhaps it's time to make that tiny choice about who we want to be right now and make one tiny step toward it. Take some action right now. Talk to someone. Create. Record. Draw. Listen. I'm not talking gallery works. I'm not talking about pursuing remarkable moments. I'm talking dots and lines. Make your mark. You've heard Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. In contrast, I want to leave you with one final poem that it encourages us to take a look at that path differently. The following suggests it's not so much about choosing the path ahead of us, but the walking of the steps that form the path behind. This is a poem written by Antonio Machado in Proverbios y Cantares 29, and translated by Emma Othegi in her book. An engaging read, especially for you middle schoolers out there, Silver Meadows Summer. This is how it goes. Traveler, this path is a wave upon the sea. Only your own wake, and nothing more. Traveler, there is no path. You make your path by walking. By walking, you make your path, and when looking back, you see the road you'll never pass again. Traveler, there is no path, only your wake upon the sea. Antonio Machado. Who will you choose to be? What's your next step forward? How will you make your mark today and in the coming weeks?